This was a competition where the audience could be killed. Even if the victim was the king of the nation, the contestants would not face any punishment. In fact, the winner would be granted the right to create a brand new law. No matter how absurd the rule was, the citizens had to obey it unconditionally. And the one who organized this deadly tournament was none other than the king himself. Chris entered the competition to avenge his friend. Seated on a grand throne, the king watched the fierce battles unfold in the arena with an indifferent expression. Meanwhile, Chris fought his way through, defeating every opponent in his path until he finally secured his place in the finals. The next day, everything was set. Chris once again stood in the dueling arena. His opponent slowly walked forward, a refined young man who showed no signs of being a fighter. Chris took the initiative and launched an attack, but his opponent skillfully deflected every strike with his blade. The two exchanged several blows before the man suddenly blinked forward, appearing right in front of Chris, and knocked the gun from his hands. Fortunately, Chris had anticipated this, blocking the man's deadly strike just in time. His opponent urged him to surrender, but Chris smirked and said, "I've been in this country without killing a single person, but in this final match, I want to take a life in broad daylight." The entire audience erupted into chaos. The young man had no choice but to raise his katana again, but just then, Chris pulled out a second gun from behind his back, instantly turning the tables. His opponent was paralyzed with fear. The audience was stunned. The man dropped his sword and surrendered. However, the crowd went wild, chanting in unison, "Kill him! Kill him!" Chris had no choice but to comply with the will of the people. He raised his gun and then, a stray bullet shattered the glass above, piercing straight through the king's skull. According to the laws of this land, any unintentional kill that occurred during the competition could not be prosecuted. And so, Chris emerged as the victor. Raising his arm high, Chris declared his right to establish a new law. From this moment on, any first-class citizen who enters the dueling tournament, whoever emerges victorious, shall become the new king.